happy Monday. It's Victoria with Overture Arboretum coming for Make It Monday. Today, if you don't know, is actually National Watermelon Day, so I thought it'd be fun if we made a fun watermelon margarita. It's perfect for the pool, hot days, which it's hot today already. It's only 11 o'clock and it's quite hot outside. So we can just make a really quick margarita. It does not take long at all. So let's talk about what you need for it. So of course, for a watermelon margarita, you are going to need watermelon. So I have a large watermelon over off to the side, but I cut off some of these so that you could just see me cutting the watermelon instead of the whole big thing. So you'll need watermelon, you'll need limes. So I've got 2 limes right here. You will need, of course, your favorite tequila. So today I just have a Jose Cuervo Blue Agave Silver Tequila, but feel free to put whatever kind of tequila that you'd like. You're also going to need triple sec, which is a liqueur. And you will need some salt for your rim. Okay, so let me move it up a little bit so you can see everything. Awesome. Okay, so what we're gonna start with is the watermelon. So typically this recipe, if you're making the full recipe, it is 4 cups of watermelon, and that makes roughly 4 cups of the margarita. So totally up to you how you wanna do it. But if you want to make the full recipe like I'm doing, then you can. It's 4 cups of watermelon. You can do the watermelon fresh or frozen. If you do it fresh, of course, it's going to be on the rocks. If you do it frozen, it'll be a frozen margarita. So we are going to do ours fresh. But you can also always put yours in the freezer and make it a little bit cooler as well. So we are going to cut our margarita, or I'm sorry, not our margarita. We are going to cut our watermelon down so that I can go ahead and stick it in to our blender, which you will need a blender. So I'm going to take off the rind. And it's okay if it's not a seedless watermelon. I mean, you're more than welcome to try and pick out all the seeds, but it's not gonna hinder the margarita since you're putting it into the blender. All right, so we will stick all of that. And it's really nice because mine actually has a little indicator on it that tells me the different cups. So I'm able to just fill it up to right about here, and that tells me that that's about 4 cups of watermelon. Should have gotten a bigger cutting board. So all I'm doing, if you're just joining us, is cutting off the rind of my watermelon so I can stick it into the blender to blend it up my watermelon ingredients. All right. Again, if you keep the seeds in there, it's not a big deal. If you'd like to take them out or get a seedless watermelon, then more power to you. This watermelon, I'm not a watermelon person by any means. I actually don't prefer watermelon. But it actually smells really good and they're nice and juicy. So it must be in season for National Watermelon Day. The good thing about watermelon, it's already so not squishy, but it's always so just like soft that luckily in the blender it usually doesn't have any problem blending up if you put the big chunks in there. Okay, so that's gonna be about 4 cups of watermelon. The next thing you're gonna do is a half a cup of tequila. And again, I'm making this recipe for 3 to 4 servings. So if you wanna cut that in half, then you'd only put 1/4 of a cup. If you're only making it for one, of course, you'll just break it down. So for 3 to 4 servings, which is the last time I made this recipe, it made about 4, you'll need a half a cup of tequila. So we're gonna go ahead and do a half cup and pour it right in. Okay, and like I said, I used the Jose Cuervo Blue Agave Silver Tequila, but use whatever tequila you'd like. I will say white usually works better. If you're a gold tequila kind of person, use it, see if you like it, but white usually works better for these. All right, so then we're gonna do a quarter of a cup of the triple sec. And again, this is a kind of an orange liqueur that you're putting in here, so it kind of gives it that sweeter taste to it. I'll show you another way to make it sweet as well. So I'm gonna do a quarter of a cup. There we go. And that's again the triple sec, which is a liqueur. And then the next thing you're gonna do is a 1/3 cup of fresh lime juice. So about a third, depending on how you do it, is about 1.5 limes. So I'm just gonna cut this guy in half and then squeeze him into here. If you don't have that great dexterity or strength in your hands, a great way to get the lime juice out of a lime is actually to use tongs. You can just stick it in the crook where the tongs meet and press the tongs on the lime and it actually juices it for you. So that's really nice. These limes are nice and fresh too. Smells amazing already. All right, I'm gonna get one more little half in there. Can't ever have too much lime for a margarita. It also goes really well with that sweet taste from the watermelon. If you put in the really citrusy lime, it tastes really good. All right. That is plenty. Let me go ahead and wipe off my hands. All right, so next what you're gonna do is you're going to put, you're gonna fill the rest of this up with ice. Again, if you wanna do a frozen margarita, then you're gonna freeze your watermelon first and then put it in here. If you're gonna do a margarita on the rocks, then you're just gonna put it in just like this. Fresh watermelon, not frozen, and then you're still gonna put a little bit of ice in it to thicken it up a little bit. So I've got some ice here. So we're gonna stick some of this in here. Again, we're just gonna fill it to the top. And you can always, once you blend it, you can always add more ice if you feel like it's necessary. And just so you know, this is just for demonstration right now. Normally, if I was making it for somebody, I would be wearing gloves. But this is just for demonstration, so I just washed my hands so that it's not as sticky for me when I'm wearing the gloves. All right, so we've got all of that in our blender. And I'm gonna clean up a little bit of this juice we got going on here. Now, you're gonna want to grab yourself a little margarita glass. So I've got this really, really cute cactus glass that's perfect for a margarita. I actually bought these at dollar store, Dollar Tree. So if you need a cute little summer margarita glass, hit up your local Dollar Tree. They have these really cute cactus ones, okay? And then you're just gonna take some margarita salt and you're going to dab it on the rim of your margarita glass. Let's go ahead and start doing this. Like I mentioned before, the triple sec liqueur kind of dampers down some of that tequila taste to make it a little bit friendlier. You can also sweeten it up a little bit if you like sweeter margaritas. The watermelon's gonna make it pretty sweet. But I always add a little bit of agave syrup in there. It's not gonna hurt anything, it's just gonna make it sweeter. So that's one thing I forgot to put in there. I usually do like 1 or 2 squirts depending on how much I'm making. So we'll just do 2 squirts since we're making a bigger batch, and we're gonna start blending. Let's see. Well. Yummy. So if you wanted to, obviously mine is quite high right now. If you wanted to give a little bit more of a margarita taste to it, you could always add, or not margarita, a watermelon taste to it. You could always add more watermelon in there if you want it to taste more like that. Mine looks pretty good though. I'm gonna let it go for just a minute longer because I can see some things floating around that still need to be blended. All right, that looks about good. Okay, so I'm gonna get my glass ready. So for these, you're gonna wanna do a little bit of something moist in order to get the salt to stick. So something that my husband actually did one time was you can actually take the stuff from the watermelon to make it moist. So all you have to do is go like this on your watermelon to get that liquid. And it sticks with that watermelon theme. And there we go. And now I'm gonna put some ice in here. And you can use that for anything. So if you're making, what kind of margarita could you be making outside of this? If you're making a pomegranate margarita, you can use the liquid from whatever the fruit is that you're using to do for your salt rim. The other thing you can use too is you can always use the agave syrup if you want to. It's a little bit stickier, but it works just the same. Or you could just nix all of that and you could just use the water like I mentioned before. All right, so we have a margarita. So you can see it looks so great. Okay. So let me get the top off of here. Looks great. Smells great. And now you have a watermelon margarita. There you go. Watermelon margarita, Margarita Monday. Happy Watermelon Day, and I hope you enjoy this margarita, maybe by the pool or wherever you might be. Another suggestion I can give to you for this is instead of putting salt on the rim, you can always put sugar to make it a little bit sweeter. Totally up to you, but there is your margarita. Again, all you need is 4 cups of watermelon, a half a cup of tequila, a quarter a cup of triple sec, ice, and salt on your rim. And then, as I mentioned, to sweeten it a little bit, you can use the agave syrup that you can just find at your local liquor store. So, and then your limes, because it's a margarita. So that is all you need. You can also garnish it with a watermelon if you want to, just to really go all out with the margaritas and the watermelon. But that is it, folks. Super duper easy. Cheers. I hope you have a great week. Again, happy National Watermelon Day, and we will see you next time.